What's good, guys? We back at it again with another video. First and foremost, I do want to say Happy New Year to all of you guys. Really appreciate y'all tapping in with me, supporting me, really watching my videos. And for this next year, 2023, all of us, we're going to keep moving, keep pushing, keep growing, keep striving towards our goals. And we're going to reach those in this new year. I figured why not start the new year giving you guys 5 pieces of basketball advice that you could implement into your workouts, into your lifestyle, into everything you do on the court, off the court, and it can really affect your game. Today, you can start these. Today, January 2nd, you can start these. Let's jump right into it. First piece of basketball advice I want to talk to you guys about going into 2023 is stretching. And it's my fault. My channel honestly should be a PSA for why you should be stretching because of all the injuries I had over my career and everything that could have been avoided if I would have just took the time when I was younger and even when I was in college, getting older, to stretch. I remember when I was younger, AAU games, high school games, I'm not really stretching. The only stretching I'm doing is the ones that the coaches are telling us to do. Or if we got an AAU game, I'm just laying on the floor 15 minutes before, kind of just going through the motions, not really taking stretching seriously until you get a couple years down the line and you start to get older and all of a sudden your muscles don't feel the same that they felt like when you were a freshman, a sophomore in high school. All of a sudden you step on the court day after day after day and, oh, this hurts today. And, oh, when did this start hurting? It's because you're not stretching. Honestly, this is something that needs to be implemented into your game, into your lifestyle, into your daily activities early on. I don't care how young you are, because I was just actually helping out at a local basketball league. I'm coaching a group of, let's just say, 7 to 10-year-olds. Their parents are there. Their parents help coach. It was my first time showing up, and I'm asking a parent, I'm like, hey, like, what do you guys usually do to warm up? How do they stretch? The parent told me, oh, no, they don't stretch, like they're young. Like, it doesn't matter. They don't need to stretch. And for a second, I was just kind of looking like, no, they need to start stretching now. It might not need to be extensive and doing it for like 30 minutes, a really long time, but just starting those habits of stretching when you're younger. Really, you should be stretching every single day, athlete or not, but especially if you have aspirations of getting to that next level and you want to prevent yourself from getting injuries and you want to make sure that you're actually faster out there on the court, you're more agile. I recommend that you start stretching today. Next piece of basketball advice I want to share with you guys is to not be afraid of making mistakes. Because I just watched my college highlights and I watched my high school highlights and I was thinking to myself like, man, I was a decent player. I was a pretty good player, but how much better could I have been if I wasn't afraid of making mistakes? Because even though you guys see all those highlights in those videos, I know that when I was on the court, there were still certain things out there that I was afraid to do, that I was afraid of making this mistake. I was afraid of embarrassing myself. And I feel like it really held back my game. It held back how good I actually could have been as a basketball player. So from my point of view now, I have to let you guys know before you get to this point where your career is over, whether you're in middle school, high school, elementary school, you need to just have that mindset that I am not going to be afraid to make mistakes. If you're working on something in practice, if you're working on something outside of the game and you're really putting in enough work that you're confident in it, try it in a game. Actually work on that thing, because the only way that you're going to get better at something is to be bad at it at first and to work on it, work through it, and then all of a sudden you're good. I just responded to one of you guys yesterday who was saying that you were having trouble as an undersized big with your confidence. I responded and I said, for me as an undersized big, scared of missing layups, scared of dropping passes, scared of missing shots. So I look back now and I'm like, I would have been way more aggressive on the block if I wasn't afraid of missing jump hooks, or I probably would have took a jump shot every now and then if I wasn't afraid of missing, or I would have actually done some things on the offensive end to actually show that I could do more if I wasn't so afraid of making mistakes. So for you guys in 2023, approach the game confidently. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone messes up. Everyone misses shots. Don't let a missed shot stop you from adding something to your game or becoming a better basketball player. Next piece of advice is for a lot of you guys who've been asking, what do I do when I walk into a gym? What are some of the first things I should be doing outside of the stretching that we just talked about, outside of ball handling, which we've talked about a little bit before? Form shooting is one of the first things you need to be doing when you step into a basketball gym and you touch a basketball. You have a lot of kids nowadays. I think Steph played a big part in this. First time they step into the gym, all they want to do is start shooting threes off the rip, not realizing that that is not the correct way to develop your rhythm, to develop your touch. No, when you step into a gym, and what I'm going to tell you guys right now is the form shooting workout that I was doing in college. So when you step into the gym, I want you guys to stand on the right block, ball in the shooting pocket, facing the rim, rim's right in front of you. And all I want you to do is over exaggerate your finish, hold your follow through at the top, make sure your elbow's straight. That's what you're going to do. 10 makes on the right block. You're going to move to the left block. Same thing. You're not using the backboard. Really over-exaggerate the end of your jump shot, working on your form. Then I want you guys to move to the middle of the paint, directly in front of the rim. Work on the same thing. 10 makes, 10 of them. You can either do a one hand, keep the ball right here, elbow tucked, straight up, over-exaggerate at the top, or do it with two. Same thing. Then I want you guys to take a step back to about the volleyball line. Same thing. 10 shots. Then take another step back. Shoot another 10. Take another step back to behind the free throw line. Shoot another 10. And I want you guys to go back to the front of the rim in the middle of the paint. And I want you guys to do the same thing, but jump instead of actually just form shooting. So now, even though you're in front of the rim directly, you're still jumping and working on your form, because what that's going to do is work on your touch. One of the hardest shots to make in basketball is when you're in the middle of the paint directly in front of the rim. Why? Because you're going to need touch, and doing these drills not only help you with your touch, but it also helps you with your rhythm. So now when you walk into a gym, you don't just chuck up threes. You start in the paint and then you expand out further and further, and that's how you get into a rhythm. Accountability is one of the words I want you guys to focus on going into 2023. And what I mean by that is I want you guys to be extremely accountable about your game this year. However good you are at the game of basketball to this very moment, today is because of all the work you put in before this. It wasn't a coach's fault. It wasn't, oh, somebody so-and-so did this person took my minutes, this and that happened. No, for 2023, don't make any excuses for yourself. When I think back to when I was in high school, and there would be some days when I would get distracted and I'd miss workouts, especially early on before I got my first offer, I just wasn't focused. And I found that it was because I wasn't visualizing, seeing my goal, looking at my goal every single day. So if you guys have a goal, you want to play in the NBA, you want to play in college, you want to play D1, I want you guys to write it down and put it somewhere that you will see it every single day, whether that be the bathroom mirror, whether that be your dresser, right next to your bed. So when you turn over, you just look at it every morning. You need to look at your goal, look at your dream every single day, so that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you see is, okay, this is my goal. This is what I'm focused on. This is what I'm trying to achieve. So this is what I should be moving towards today. And at the end of the day, when you get home and you see that same dream, that goal that you wrote out, and you know that you didn't get better and you didn't move towards that on that day, you know it was your decision and you're holding yourself accountable because you saw that in the morning. You know what your goal was when you woke up that day. You knew what you're trying to do in the future. So if you decide, all right, I don't want to work out today, even though you know what your goal is, there's no one else to blame, which I'm telling you is going to help you guys stay focused. You won't get distracted as much because you have to see what you want to achieve every day. Last piece of advice I want to talk to you guys about is your diet. And I know some of you guys are younger and, oh, I want to eat a lot of junk food and I want to eat what I want. I'm young. I have a really high metabolism. I don't need to worry about that. But if you really want to take basketball serious and you want to make sure that you have an edge up on a lot of other basketball players, if you take your diet seriously from an early age, I'm telling you, you're going to see a difference. A lot of coaches say this. Let's say you have one of the nicest cars there are. Let's say you have a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce or something like that. Are you going to put diesel in it? Are you going to put the wrong type of gas in that car? No, because what's going to happen when you put the wrong type of gas into a high level performance car? It's going to break down. You're going to have all types of issues. You guys need to look at your body the same way. Your body is a sports car. So when you put the wrong type of food, all types of sugars, all this and that into your sports car, you're going to feel sluggish. You're not going to feel as good as you should because you have the wrong fuel in your body. I'm just telling you guys this to give you guys a head start, because when I was in high school, I know I wasn't hearing any of that. I was eating what I wanted. I was doing what I wanted until I got to college. I got to college at 266. After that first summer session, I was 238. 238. So you don't have to listen to me. You can eat what you want all throughout high school, whatever you want to do. But when you step to college, if you get there, they running that off you so fast. Actually, one year, a couple players on our team, our coaches didn't like our weights. We had to weigh in once a week, every single week. And if your weight was, let's just say it's too high, guess what? You doing extra work after practice, before practice, at times where you really don't want to work out. But let's just say you didn't gain the right amount of weight. Same thing. You working out extra, pushing iron, trying to put pounds on, and they're going to make sure that you're going to eat, get your protein shakes, get your supplements. So if you want to get a head start and have that mindset of a collegiate basketball player and have that mindset of a professional from an early age, which most kids don't have, I'm telling you, think about what you put into your body. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I appreciate you guys watching. Happy New Year's to you guys again. I feel like 2023 is going to be our year, but we just got to put in that work to get there. If you guys want the one-on-one evaluations or the breakdowns, go on the channel, hit my website, btibasketball.com in the description. Also, if you have any questions for me, need any advice, hit my website for Noodle in the description. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys next time with the next video.